Summer Shift presented by US Steel is back. It is time for episode 7, which makes me think, do you think seven's a lucky number, Zach Aston-Reese?
12 is, I think.
12 is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll take it. It's episode 7. It's Zach Aston-Reese, first number 12 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Zach, thanks so much for taking the time. I'm sure it's been a busy summer, a little longer than you probably would have wished based on how the season ended, but how's everything been going for you?
It's been going really well. I've been at home all summer in New York, getting time to spend with my family. My sister just had a daughter, so now have another niece. Done a few home renovations, which has been fun.
Yeah.
Learning some dad skills around the house, and the training has been really good, so it's going really well.
What kind of home renovations are we talking about here?
Well, I got the garage redone
What?
and just wanted to put some weights in there just so I could work on some extra stuff. But I actually built a table, which I was pretty proud of. So,
Wow, you and Mike Matheson should work together. He's doing some woodworking too. You guys could start your own table building business.
yeah, I'm going to have to reach out to him and see how his project's going.
Definitely. Well, first of all, before we get into anything further, congratulations to you on the contract, 1-year deal to stay with the Penguins. I'm assuming that there's some relief in not having to go to arbitration and kind of just focus on the season ahead, but kind of speak a little bit more about the whole big picture there to stay with the Penguins in what I assume is going to be a pretty big year for you personally here coming into this season.
Yeah, for sure. You always want to avoid arbitration, both sides. You hear that just from past experiences, and Pittsburgh's where I wanted to be. It feels like home. I'm finally all settled in with where I'm living, and Karl loves it there as well. I love my teammates, so I'm starting to build some good chemistry with Bluger. We've been together. I've been with him since I've started my pro career, so that's a big thing for me as well.
You mentioned Karl. Interesting thought there. I want to get to him in a second, but first, you said off the top, number 12. Dom Simone is back with the Penguins now. The first thing that crossed my mind was when he left, you swooped in and took 12. Did he try to take it back? Did he make it offers, or did he just settle back at 49?
He messaged me. He's like, man, don't worry. I don't want 12 back. But it's funny because I was 12 in Wilkes, and then I think it was Leighton came in, the goalie.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he took 49, which was Dom's number.
Right.
I was 12 in Wilkes at the time, and I hadn't been called up yet, and then Dom took 12. So he stole it from me originally.
Oh, so he was a step ahead of you then in the whole ladder.
Yeah. But it's so funny because he does look good in 49. Like when I think of 49, I think of Dom Simone. So.
All right. Well, we'll go back to the old number for him this year with the Penguins, and obviously excited for you to be back in the fold for another season. And it's interesting, Zach. When I was getting ready for talking to you today, I was doing the old Google search. It's a dangerous thing. You type in someone's name, and then there's always like those first 3 or 4 things that drop down after that. So I type in Zach Aston-Reese. I'm going to read you the top 3 things that came down.
Okay.
First one was Zach Aston-Reese, just your name.
Yeah.
The second one was Zach Aston-Reese contract, which I'm sure people have been talking about here in August. And the third was Zach Aston-Reese dog. So I'm assuming that is in reference to Karl. So tell us more about Karl for those of us who aren't familiar and don't know his Instagram famous level yet.
So Karl is an Italian Greyhound, which is basically a mini Greyhound. They get anywhere from like 9 to 12 pounds. 15 if you overfeed him. But everyone thinks I don't feed him enough, but that's just how he looks. He's just a skinny guy where you can see his ribs, and he's about 9 pounds. And he's definitely, like, when I take him on walks, I get stopped so much because nobody ever really sees that kind of dog. So, yeah, he's a good dog. I mean, he likes to sleep, which is good for me. Likes to play for like 30 minutes and then he's gassed.
So obviously Karl's a little bit of a different looking dog. You mentioned people stop you on walks. What made you get such a different looking dog? Like what kind of led you to that?
There's actually this dog on Instagram named Tika the Iggy, and I had kind of just like seen her in my Discover feed and started following her, and um, she was in Montreal. So I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago when we played Montreal. Actually, before one of our games, I went and visited with her parents, and got to meet her, and she was just such a sweet dog, and I just knew right away to get one.
And I think a lot of people have taken a liking to Karl, as well as you, obviously, with him being now all over the place as far as
Mhm.
social media is concerned. Have you ever drawn him? I know you're into that kind of stuff. Have you ever, drawn some pictures, done some graphic design work with him yet, or no?
I have not, but I am thinking about it because I wanted to get a little like canvas piece for above my bed back home.
Okay.
So I was thinking of doing like a little painting or something
Oh, I
along
like
the
it.
lines of
Yeah,
that.
that's a good idea. And also, if you get that, you could just say the painting is a gift, Todd. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping
I've been referred to as that guy. I can't remember his name, but
it.
that's been a joke that I've been
Has it
the
really?
butt of.
From Wedding Crashers. Wow.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I'd want to be referred to as that guy,
No,
Zach.
you don't. You don't want to be referred to as that, but it was just because I was an art major in college, so.
Oh, that's funny. What got you into that? I mean, I know the graphic design has been such a big talked about subject for you. And I think it was, what, 2 years ago, you actually designed the cover for Ice Time, which is now Puck Drop.
Mhm.
What kind of led you into that route? What steered you in that direction?
My middle school it had a magnet program, so you go into art, music, drama, journalism, um, and I just kind of went into art. My mom was pretty artistic, and she owns a little embroidery shop on Staten Island, so
Hmm.
um, growing up, she was always encouraging me to be creative and draw and color and things like that. So when I went to middle school, I just went into the art program, and it was kind of always in my background.
You're all covered up for probably good reason, as far as the shirt is concerned, but I know you have some tattoos. You have some ink
Hmm.
on you as well. Have you ever designed any of your tattoos, and kind of what led you down the route of putting the tattoos on your body and certain stories behind them that you have?
Yeah. Um, I have my parents' initials actually on the back of my arm. I kind of designed that one. It was like, so their initials are War Car, and that's been their license plate since like I was probably 10 years old.
War car czar. I like
War
it.
Car, yeah. So I just kind of designed like a little license plate looking tattoo, but
Oh, cool.
simplified it a bit, and everyone thinks it says NASCAR, but I like it.
Yeah, when they know you're from Staten Island, they know it's probably not NASCAR.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because you mentioned, some people saying that you look like Todd. I wouldn't say that from Wedding Crashers for all our viewers out there, by the way. Hilarious movie, an instant classic. Another movie that's instant classic, Zach, that I happened to just scroll across your Instagram and see that you ran into one of the legendary characters from is American Pie and the Shermanator.
Mhm.
I remember that trip that we were on. I did not know that he was a server. It was in California, right?
Yeah, I think it
How
was
did
like
that happen?
I want to say it was like Sushi Roku maybe.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly where, but there was a group of like 8 or 10 of us, and I think Jack Johnson actually went up to him and just said, "Hey, like, could we grab a picture?" And he was really cool about it. He just said, "Yeah, let's go outside and grab a picture." And I'm sure he gets it a lot, but um, just a really nice guy, and you can't really pass that opportunity up to get a picture with the Shermanator.
No, you can't. Who recognized him? I feel like why would you ever expect that he's going to be a waiter at a restaurant?
I think Jack knew because he had played in LA,
Oh,
so he
okay.
kind of knew the scene and knew kind of what was going on.
That's funny. Yeah, that is classic. The most famous person that you want to meet but haven't. I mean, obviously you've already met Jake Gensel. So like aside from him, who's the most famous person you want to meet?
Honestly, I really want to meet Howard Stern.
Wow. I mean, you're a New York guy. That makes sense.
He's just such an interesting guy. I know he has like a little bit of crazy in him, but um, he's just such an interesting guy, and he just kind of, if you listen to what he talks about, he just uses a lot of common sense, and human kindness, and I don't know. I just think he's a good guy. I would love to meet him or have dinner with him. I know my dad actually told me he met his wife on a plane back from
Really?
Pittsburgh. He was probably being weird, but like usual, but yeah.
No, your dad's very easy to get along with. That's funny.
Sometimes.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so those are kind of our back and forth. I have a bunch of questions from the fans here that I want to get to, and we mentioned the Shermanator. So the Penguins, your friends at Penguins, had a question. They want to know if you're at a restaurant and the waiter doesn't come back, are you now the waiter? And I gotta say, like now being a dad, that made me laugh out loud. Like that's the ultimate dad joke. But like,
Um, I don't know. Isn't that one you kind of turn into a Karen and ask for the manager?
I mean, you got to dye your hair a little more blonde.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Probably.
I'm
That
definitely.
response.
I'm not turning into a waiter. I'm definitely going and asking for the manager or something.
Fair enough. You want that steak medium well,
Yes.
medium rare. Let's go to the next one from at Wave Surfer 18. Wants to know if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Probably to be able to read people's minds,
That's
because
dangerous.
then, yeah, you'd always be in the know.
But I feel like if you ever took a shift with Sidney Crosby, his mind would move so fast that you like, I think your head would explode probably when he's out there, right?
yeah, that might be too much. You got to be able to turn it off. I don't know if you're able to add that into the superpower, but
I guess so, right? If you can control it, you can turn it
yeah,
off, I would think. That's
yeah.
pretty cool. All right. Next question. This is going to take you back to your college roots in Northeastern. I'm assuming Meredith. I'm going to do her justice. Her handle is at Meredith, but I'm assuming her name is Meredith. She wants to know when you were at Northeastern, did you ever have Rebecca's or Chicken Lou's?
I've had both.
Which is better?
Um, Honestly, like it's hard to say. It's like Monday, Rebecca's is better. Tuesday, Chicken Lou's.
Next question comes from at Dawn of a New Age. This is an interesting one, Zach. You got to kind of rack your brain here and think. If you weighed 99 pounds and you had a pound of mac and cheese, would you then be 1% mac and cheese?
Um, for like 30 minutes probably.
Could
And then
be
you might be,
glorious 30 minutes.
yeah.
Next question from Twitter. They know you do graphic design, but have you ever kept a sketchbook or draw on the side?
Yeah. So I do have a sketchbook. It kind of goes through phases where, um, for a month or two, I'll be in the mood to draw and I'll draw some stuff, and then it kind of goes away and I'll take a break.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Anything interesting you've drawn recently?
No, I've been so busy this summer. I haven't really had time to sit down and do that stuff. A calendar. I drew a calendar.
Okay, there you go. You drew your signature on a new contract, right?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you have some time to kind of take a deep breath before the season gets underway. I mean, it's crazy. We're just over a month away till training camp now in that first preseason game. Final question from the fans. McKenna asks, if you had to start your own company, what would it be called?
I might have to get back to her on this one.
I kind of like, would you say your tattoo was Warcar? Maybe like Warcar Czar?
Czar?
People could just like say it and stumble out of their mouth, but they know exactly what business they were talking about every time.
Czar Burger?
Czar. Oh, so you do burgers?
I guess.
Czar Burger. What would be the go-to? Like, what's the signature burger at Czar Burger?
The Karl Burger, we'll call it.
Karl Burger. It's got to have some like Italian seasoning or something.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Some straight questions now that we're going to wrap up with. We got 6. Everyone before you has answered these questions. There is something in here called 2 truths and a lie. I'm not trying to jinx it. I'll get to that in a second. But I've knocked down the last 2 that I've gone against. So trying to get the hat trick here today. We'll see what happens. first of all, though, I want to ask you one superstition that you have.
I don't even know, honestly. Like, I don't really do anything at the same time.
I find that more and more. Like the last couple guys that I've talked to are the same boat with that. Maybe the
I do have,
superstition is that you're not superstitious.
no, I'm definitely a little stitious for all you Office fans. I know that's
Working at
overused,
all the Office references.
I don't know. I guess this year, like when I was home, I cooked my own pregame meals.
Okay, what was your go-to meal that you would cook?
Whole wheat pasta with chicken, and I'd have like a big salad
Nice.
with avocado.
Ooh, got to get the healthy fats in there. Good
Mm-hmm.
call.
Definitely.
All right, maybe the answer to this next question is Karl, but I want to know what's something you can't live without or something of significance that you possess?
I'll go with Karl. It really is hard to imagine my life before having him. Like he's such a good dog and a good companion to have around.
Well, give it a few seconds here because everyone watching probably just started crying, emotional tears. You worked the waterworks, Zach. Well done. We'll move on from that. Go ahead.
I always say he's not a rescue, but he rescued me.
Oh my gosh. Put that tattoo on your arm, maybe on your heart, maybe with Karl's head. I have to be honest. I thought you were going to say Karl, but I feel like 1B, maybe correct me if I'm wrong here, might be your guitar. Or
yeah, it would be boring if I didn't have my guitar around, but definitely not as boring if I didn't have Karl around.
So let me ask this: do you have your guitar around by you right now?
I do not, unfortunately.
Oh, you are saved from some embarrassment because I was going to do a duet with you if you had one. We'll have to line that up down the line.
Right.
You know what's funny, Zach, is when I was getting ready to talk to you, I was listening to some music, and I came across one of your get-to-know stories that Michelle Crecchiolo wrote a few years back for the Penguins website. And I saw that you listened to, I don't know if this is still the case because it was a couple years old, but Catfish and the Bottlemen. And I was listening to them on Spotify. Pretty good. I'm not even exaggerating. I went through about 6 or 7 songs without realizing that I had done that.
Yeah. There's this new band called Hippocampus that I've been like a little bit obsessed with, but
Okay.
I still listen to them, and it's really good workout music. It's alternative rock, not like crazy hard, but it makes time go by quick, especially when you're on the bike. So, I still listen to them and are big fans of them. And I've seen them live like 4 or 5 times, and it's just always a good show.
That's awesome. Yeah. How did you get into it? I mean, they're from Wales. They're an indie band. On the surface, it seems kind of random. What led you into that realm?
So when I was in college, I played a ton of FIFA, and one of their songs from their first album, Cocoon, was the name of the song. It was on the FIFA soundtrack. So it kind of just started.
For me?
What?
Can you hum it for me?
I can't.
Okay, fair enough.
Gotta save the vocal cords.
Okay, all right. You're gonna open for them one day, I assume.
Yeah.
So you gotta. So it's funny you mentioned FIFA because my go-to song when I was like really young, I would play FIFA. I think it was '96, and we would listen to Tub Thumping. Just that song. It's like, I get knocked down, but
Oh yeah.
They're never gonna keep me down. It was great. I mean, I still to this day think of the FIFA game, and like I would always play as France, and Zinedine Zidane and Thierry Henry like just ripped it up in that game. So
Oh yeah.
I see what you're saying about learning a song and liking something from that.
They always have good soundtracks, so.
They really do. It's the Euros. They know their stuff over it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So on the song front, I actually am going to ask you to make some noise for me here. First of all, what was your first? I want you to think back. Your first album, like way back that you got, first CD, whatever it was. If there was a big song from that album, what was it? And tell me it in the sense of humming the song, and I'll see if I can guess. I just want to let you know that Casey DeSmith just went last week, and I guessed it for him. So he did a
Oh
good job of
man.
putting it out there.
Huh. All right, give me a sec. Trying to think what the first album I had was, because I will say it was probably more my brother had it
Okay.
and I wasn't allowed to listen to it because
All
I was
right.
still too young.
Okay.
Um, but I would sneak listen to it, and I got
Mhm.
caught listening to it, and I got in trouble by my mom. But I'm trying to think of like a song from it.
It's got to be
That
one
you
that.
know.
What was the song that you got caught listening to? Or can you not hum that on this airing feature?
I don't know if I think even humming it might distress some of the young viewers.
Well, what was the album then? Let's go with that.
It was Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
Oh yeah, what was that? Blink-182.
Yeah.
So last week Casey had that, and he did all the small things. So you could have hummed that. I could have gone 2 for 2. Can you hum it for me? Let me hear. Let me hear your best impression.
I just gave you a little taste. That's all you get.
What? I didn't even hear it. I didn't do it again. Yes. I don't know. I don't know anything about singing, but I'm going to say your pitch, right? Your pitch is definitely better than Casey's. So we'll go with that. He's a better disc golfer, but you're a better hummer, if that works.
I actually took vocal lessons when I was in Pittsburgh. Not even joking.
In Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh.
Wow.
For
And
like,
how did that go?
oh my God, I was more nervous to do that than I was to play hockey in front of
Really?
20,000 people.
It
And
was just you and the coach?
It was just me and the lady with the keyboard, yeah.
Wow. That is
And she's like hitting the keys, and I'm like, trying to match the pitch. And I was like trembling. But I did it for like 5 or 6 weeks, and we did like a lot of breath work, which was actually good. Like learn to use your diaphragm.
Yeah.
And I think that was when I got hurt, and it was actually kind of, it was like an abdominal injury, so I couldn't really sing, so I kind of just stopped going after that.
Interesting. Okay, so you're playing hockey, you're doing vocal lessons, and obviously getting ready for this new hockey season. Before you get ready for it, though, have you had any big vacations or anything planned here in the next month or so? Anything going on for you this summer?
Well, I got to go to Gensel's wedding and Bluger's wedding.
Whose was better?
It's tough to say. They were both really good.
Yeah, that was an unfair question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, they were just both different. It is really hard to say.
Yeah.
And in between, my best friend actually plays in Grand Rapids, so I went from Florida, then I went to Grand Rapids for a week, and I worked out and skated there, and then went to Teddy's wedding, which was like 3 hours north of there.
Nice.
So I had a little getaway out of it and was able to get my work in. And even right now, I'm down with my family in Delaware in Dewey Beach.
Nice.
So the last couple of years, I haven't been able to come because I've had to skate, but this year I actually found ice. So I've been able to get my work in, and the people at the University of Delaware were nice enough to get me some ice.
That's great. The Blue Hens.
Yep, the Blue Hens. They actually have a really nice rink.
They do. I played there growing up a couple of times. Yeah, they do have a nice rink. It's their club though, I think, right? Their team.
Yeah, their club.
Yeah.
But I think it's called Rust Ice Arena, which is kind of funny.
That is funny. So his wedding wasn't too long ago. You lived with that guy, obviously, during the pandemic last year. Question on the wedding front, and then we'll move on to our final couple of things. With as much as you can share, we don't want to leak too much, obviously. I'm sure a lot of your teammates, current, former, were at these weddings. Who's the best on the dance floor?
Honestly, I want to say Chad Ruido.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, what's his go-to move? He strikes me as like the sprinkler kind of guy. Yeah.
He just has like his head movements are just smooth.
Right.
Like his shoulders. Well, I don't. It's weird, but it's good.
He's fluid. He's just a fluid dancer.
Yeah, like exactly.
All right. Chad Ruido. There you go. You learn something new every day. I would not have picked him, but I'm going to have to ask him about that when we see him in training camp. All right. I mentioned the 2 truths and a lie. You've had a little bit of time maybe to keep it in the back of your brain as we've gotten closer to it. We're coming to it right now. So I'm sure you know how to play this, but just for everyone out there who doesn't know, you'll give me 3 things. You'll present them all as facts. One of them is not true. I have to guess the one that's not true. And if I guess it, I win. But if I guess one of the things that is true, you win.
Okay. All right. Can I think for a minute?
You can
Just
think
1
for a
minute.
minute. Yep.
I feel like there's so much about me that's already known.
I know that's tough. Actually, Michelle and I were talking before we did this, and we said that you're pretty much an open book, Zach. So I'm feeling confident about this.
Oh man, I think you win.
I win. I didn't even guess anything.
All right. What if I give you 2 lies and a truth?
All right. Okay. I like that. Let's reverse it.
And you got to tell which is the truth.
All right. Let's do it. 2 lies and a truth.
All right. Okay. I have 9 tattoos.
Okay.
I just bought a house. I have a girlfriend.
2 lies and a truth. 9 tattoos, just bought a house, you have a girlfriend. Let's see. Based on some of the Twitter comments, I'm sure a lot of people are hoping the last thing you said is a lie. Let's see. I'm going to go with the truth. So I'm guessing the truth here, right? Or am I guessing? Yeah, right. Okay. I'm guessing you just bought a house is the truth.
No. Let's go.
What was it?
9 tattoos.
I knew you had a decent amount. 9 is a decent number, though. You're right. Okay. All right. I'm going to use this as a caveat, though. You flipped the game on me, so that one doesn't totally count. But I'll take the L. I'll take it.
All right. You can put it in the third column. OT loss.
Oh, there you go. I still get a point, right?
Yeah, still get a point.
Okay. Last thing for you. I just need one recommendation of something you're currently into. It could be a TV show, a book, a movie, a song, podcast, a workout, anything like that you're into right now.
I would say building tables.
All right, let's start the business. Czar Burger that builds tables with Zach Aston-Reese and Mike Matheson.
Yep, love it.
All right. I like it. I'll get the LLC underway and we can get rolling on that front.
All right, send it over. Fax it over to my people. We'll get back.
I'll send it over to Warcar.
All right.
Zach, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know it was I had a lot of fun with you today. I'm sure you did too.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the contract. We're all counting it down. Just over a month till training camp. Can't wait to see you and your teammates back in Pittsburgh. And I think we're all excited for what's ahead here in 2021 and 2022. So thanks again and congrats. Talk to you soon.
Same here. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. That is Zach Aston-Reese, Penguins forward. And this has been episode 7 of the Summer Shift presented by U.S. Steel.